Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the analysis of YOLENO TV. I hope you're well from wherever you're watching this channel. Now, I believe that 90% of you watched the speech by William Samoei Ruto, a speech that was delivered shortly before 4 p.m.
I have decided to dismiss with immediate effect all the cabinet secretaries and attorney general of the Republic of Kenya, of the cabinet of Kenya.
But that's what youths wanted, and that's what many Kenyans wanted. Maybe we can even go to an extent of sharing this part of the video from John Mbadi.
We have a choice to make either decision to reject over 60% of these names or give President Ruto his skunk. Let us not interfere with it. We give it to him. He has asked for it. Let us give him his cabinet. We know he's going to run the government from State House. These are not people who can run a government. Apart from a few individuals who are not even more than 8, the rest are incompetent, unqualified, have integrity issues, are people who cannot deliver this country from where it is to the next level that we want the country to move in.
Of course, John Mbadi knew very well that the cabinet members who were appointed by William Samoei Ruto back then were totally incompetent, and that has been the call, ladies and gentlemen. So, but I want us to shift our focus to someone here. Someone told me in the comment section of the previous video to look for Aden Duale. So I took the privilege and looked for Aden Duale. And on Aden Duale's issue, there's something Aden Duale said the moment he got an appointment as a CS, CS for that defense docket. Aden Duale said, "I'm not going back to politics." Honestly speaking, that means Aden Duale is a minister now, baada ya kumaliza ministries, baada ya serve in the capacity of a minister, maybe haizirejea kwa politics. Aden Duale can't become a senator, can't become a governor, MP anymore. But he has been fired. So I want us to first of all go to a reaction from Aden Duale, something Aden Duale said here, and it was a bit emotional. There are two statements here. One, Aden Duale issued in the morning. I think he had conducted a certain activity. Then another one after his firing. So before we get there, please like this video. It's so important if you like this video. And I'm so grateful for everyone who has been liking our videos. I don't take that for granted. Subscribe to this channel if you've not subscribed before. And to existing subscribers, thank you so much for your support. Now, first of all, before I read a reaction of Aden Duale the moment he got the news that he was fired, Aden Duale said something. Let me just read something here. Now, this is what Aden Duale said. "This morning, I joined fellow ministers and the principal secretaries for the second National Development Implementation Committee meeting chaired by Prime Cabinet Secretary Honorable Musalia Mudavadi and steered by the head of public service Felix Koskei. The meeting focused on a wide range of national and international issues, underscoring the government's dedication to tackling development challenges and advancing Kenya's strategic interests. Regular updates to the public on project and policy progress were highlighted to keep citizens informed and engaged. Attendees included Cabinet Secretary Ababu Namwamba, Sports, Nakumicha, CS, Health, Waziri Bore, Labor, Penina Malonza, ESC, Zachary Njeru, Water, and Attorney General Honorable JB Muturi, among others. So there is also a photo of ministers converging there. I can see, and this meeting was chaired by Musalia Mudavadi, the Prime Cabinet Secretary. By the way, you already know that Musalia Mudavadi was not fired. He is still the only minister, the only CS left. But the whole cabinet has been dissolved. Now, let me go to another reaction of Aden Duale. That is now baada ya yeye kufutwa kazi. Yeah? Now Aden Duale had to react. As usual, he had to react. So let me read this to you. "I extend my heartfelt gratitude to His Excellency President William Ruto for entrusting me with the role of Cabinet Secretary for Defense in the first Kenya Kwanza administration. I'm deeply honored and will forever be indebted to him and the people of Kenya for this opportunity to serve our great nation. As the Quran says, but they planned and Allah plans, and Allah is the best of planners. That is Quran, I think chapter 8, verse 30. I don't know, but that's what Aden Duale said. So what do you make of this reaction from Aden Duale? Does it sound emotional? You know, politicians are fond of making very, very alarming statements. Now, if you take, for example, this case of Aden Duale, when he made that statement, he never contemplated that at one particular time, Ruto would, dismiss him. Of course, it's a mass firing, but he is one of the people who has been affected. Maybe he thought that Ruto would have said, I am dissolving all my cabinet, but I'm retaining Aden Duale, just like he has retained Prime Cabinet Secretary. And I'm returning maybe Murkomen. Murkomen being a friend of William Ruto for quite some time. I know there's one thing that we need to agree on. Despite the fact that Ruto has fired all the cabinet secretaries, we all know that Ruto will recall some of them. But that's not what people want. Despite the fact that people believe that there are some who are actually delivering. Some people say Kithure Kindiki was performing. I don't know about you. Do you think Kithure Kindiki was performing? Ama alikuwa anagandamiza tu upinzani? Some people believe that Kithure Kindiki, despite the fact that people say he was performing, lakini he was doing total injustice. And yeye ni a constitutional lawyer, lakini he was doing total injustice. Now, we all know again that Ruto is talking about a broad government, a broad government, and he wants to engage other parties, and to engage the civil society, wants to engage the church, wants to engage the youths, want to engage so many people. But the youths are saying, we are not interested in any meeting, any committee to be formed that will just squander allowances at the expense of the exchequer. That's not what we want. So that's the message from the youths. That's why they want Raila Amolo Odinga not to meddle in this issue of the dialogue. Now, what do you think is going to happen to Aden Duale? Because we already know that Aden Duale said, yeye ataregelea politics, that yeye ana retire from politics. That was an earlier call. He made a call not knowing that what has happened today on the 11th of July 2024, he never knew that this would happen. But it has happened. So let's also think about, where did the rain begin to beat Duale? Many people have requested me to bring on board the issue of Duale. But where did people start, feeling aggrieved about Duale? Is it when the CDF passed on? Because during CDF Ogola's burial, Aden Duale resurfaced with some claims, things which were only seeking to vindicate the fallen CDF. But then many people were asking themselves, why didn't you say these things when the CDF was still alive? You opt to say it when the CDF is already dead. Why did you just say it when he was alive, so that those people who had very negative perception of him could have their hearts softened? Why didn't you do that? So these are some of the things which Aden Duale aliulizwa. So mimi naona kwa upande wangu, ama hapo ndo wakati Duale alionekana kwamba, because Duale yeye ana head defense, sio the local the police ama police wako under Kithure Kindiki. So but police ndio wamekuwa wakikosana na wananchi wengi, kwa sababu police ndio tear gas, ndio vitu vingi vinafanyika. So chuki nyingi najua kwa upande wa Kindiki ni kwa sababu ya police and the brutality and what the police have done so far. Najua ndio chuki ya wananchi na Kindiki. That's why most people are saying Kindiki aende. But for Duale, maybe Duale's the time Duale found himself on the wrong books with the Kenyans could have been when he decided to deploy military to the streets, especially of Nairobi. But you see, military have been behaving professionally. Our KDF have been behaving professionally. That's why during the demonstrations, they were just protecting demonstrators with the demonstrators on the streets. There was nothing wrong. In fact, the demonstrators were happy to be in the company of the KDF. So we can say the only time Duale probably could have found himself on the wrong side, on the wrong books with Kenyans, ni wakati walisema kwamba KDF in the street. But there's something I'd like you to probably react to, this matter of him, Duale, saying that he is not going back to politics and now he has been fired. So is Duale going to become a normal civilian just like me? Because I'm not a politician. I've not been nominated, never been nominated. I've never been a CS, but Duale has been a CS, but he has been in politics. So is Duale going to say that sasa yeye mambo politics amenawa because he said so? Ama ata play the usual politician ambaye anasema hii, anasema next time kwamba you amkunielewa, or maybe that video is edited just like what Farah Maalim said. Because you remember Farah Maalim, after making those unfortunate remarks of 5,000 youths being killed, to be killed, after he made that statement, he ended up saying that he was that people didn't understand him, and he went to an extent of saying that what he meant is a pretty different, but people got the information out of context. Is that the case? So, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to rest my case there. But what do you think about this issue on Duale? I was just reacting to it because someone told me bring on board the issue of Duale also. Because someone must have remembered that Duale at one particular time said, I'm not going back to politics. Yeah? So meaning he's not going to vie for a senator, for a governor, for a MP, even an MCA, because you don't want to go back to politics. Now, perhaps if you're watching this video and you're not subscribed, take 1 second and subscribe, like this video. Until you catch up again, stay safe and stay blessed.